Nikes.com. Support the movement, man. We're doing
Definitely
big things.
appreciate
Big
it.
things.
Because as a sneakerhead, someone who enjoys purchasing sneakers and the art and the history behind the sneakers, I believe that the sneaker world as we know it is being destroyed by these I think you guys call it hyper beast. It's just becoming overwhelming. The people standing in line for 2 weeks just to resell the sneakers, and I noticed that people are redefining what a sneakerhead is. It's come to a point where if you don't have a particular sneaker, then you're not considered a sneakerhead, and that's not true at all. So for those who have no idea what a sneakerhead is, it's time for you to go to school. Okay, a sneakerhead is someone who loves sneakers. It doesn't matter how many pair you have. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You having 70 pair of sneakers and somebody having 34 doesn't make you a better sneakerhead than them. You having something exclusive that someone else doesn't have doesn't make you a bigger or better sneakerhead than someone else. I know people who have 100 pair of sneakers, and in their entire collection, they do not own a pair of sneakers that cost $150 or $200 because they feel as though they would never spend that much money for a sneaker. It's ridiculous. It's out of their price range. It's out of their budget. But because they have 100 pair of sneakers for $60 and $70, does that not make them or define them as a sneakerhead? I noticed with a lot of the Jordans, the big thing is the 11s. People feel as though you're not a sneakerhead if you don't have a pair of 11s. That's not true. I have 11s and I don't wear them. Not one of my favorite Jordans. And when I say something like that publicly, people act like I cursed. But it's not my favorite sneaker, so I'm not going to wear it or praise it simply because that's what you want me to do. That's not who I am. That's not what I do. That's not why I purchased a sneaker. A sneakerhead is someone who loves sneakers. To me, sneakers are art. Okay? I don't care about the Mona Lisa and none of those other famous pieces of artwork. This is artwork to me. This is the greatest art I have ever seen in my life. And I can sit in my closet and watch my sneakers for days and hours. That's artwork to me, and that's why I will spend what I choose to spend for them, and I will put the time and the dedication into purchasing sneakers. But you guys think that you're a sneakerhead because you have something that someone else doesn't, when you don't have a love for it. You may have the sneaker, but you don't respect the sneaker. You don't know the history of the sneaker. You don't even care about the sneaker. So you do stupid things like wear it in a rainstorm or a snowstorm just because you want people to know that you have them. I would never wear my pair of Dornbeckers or Ben 23s in a blizzard or a snowstorm. Ever. I don't care if I got a car or whatever. Never. I wouldn't even wear none of my good Jordans to get on the bus, and I drive. But if my car broke down, I'm not getting on public transportation. Know why? Because my sneakers are too good for public transportation. That's why. I'm a sneakerhead. You guys out there, I have no idea what you are. I'm liking that new word, that hype beast thing, and you guys, it's getting to a point where we can tell you guys from a mile away. Every week, every 2 weeks when a new sneaker is dropping, you guys are hyped for that sneaker. And then 2-3 weeks after it dropped, you're willing to sell a sneaker. Look at this past year. I'm looking at, all looking back on 2013. There was a lot of sneakers that didn't sell out at all within the first day or hours. They didn't. And then you look 3 months later, and people are selling them for retail or $20 and $30 more than retail. Like, what happened? You bought this sneaker because it was hype over it. And then you realize you didn't like it. You just want it because everybody else wanted it. And now you're sitting in your closet and you got 3 pair of sneakers that you can spend a total of $400 or $500 for that you don't even like. So now you're just trying to get your money back on them. Like, that's not a sneakerhead. A sneakerhead loves sneakers. I don't care what it is about the sneaker. I don't care how many you have. I don't care how much you spun for them. A sneakerhead loves sneakers. Some people only buy Jordans. That's me. Some people only buy LeBrons. Some people only buy Adidas or Pumas. To each their own. But that's a sneakerhead. I've heard people say, well, you're not a sneakerhead if you only buy LeBrons or you only buy Jordans. According to whom? You know? One day I had on a pair of the Fusions. And a friend of mine or associate of mine said, hey, man, I read somewhere that if you have on a pair of Fusions, you're not a real sneakerhead. And it was a website. I won't mention the website's name. They're famous. I'm not here to take shots at anybody. But I'm not going to let that website, any athlete or any rapper or anybody determine who and what I am. I'm a sneakerhead because I said so and because I love sneakers. If you don't want to wear that sneaker, fine. But I'm not going to not wear it because you told me not to. That's ridiculous. You know, some of my favorite Jordans are not even retros. Some of my favorite Jordans are not the 2s, the 7s, and 9s, and the 13s like everybody's hype over. Some of my favorite Jordans are some of these hybrid Jordans. You know, some of these, 7.5s and the 16 and a halves. You know, like I like the Flight 91s. I like the Spizikes. I like one of my favorite Jordans that are not actually a Jordan is the 60 pluses. You know, everybody has their different things. That's what makes us all unique. We're all different. We all love sneakers, you know?